the aspect of marriage and all that. And do you think it favors the man or the woman?
We definitely know that it doesn't favor women, right? Women who are married typically are less healthy, they're unhappy, and they die earlier. It favors men so much more. Men live.
Wait, what?
Bullshit.
Wait, how?
Bullshit.
How does it? Okay, tell me how it favors men.
They live longer
How?
and they're healthier.
When you have someone nagging in your ear every time you come home after work, after a long day of working, and then she's eating your money.
I have a response to that, and this is exactly your words from the first episode.
Tell me.
You said a man is nothing if he's not a provider. True or false?
Yes, I'm providing for my children.
Explain to me how
not
it's favoring Frankie when 95% of his salary is going to some
Exactly.
shouting ass motherfucker every single night.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
These are his words. I'm using Frankie's
My children
words
give me the will to live.
You told me that when a man
Yes.
when a man is not a provider,
Yes.
he
Three truths.
big girls have the biggest hearts.
Having braces is not a flex.
Hey! Age is just a number.
Kali.
Welcome.
Best foot forward.
There you go. So, welcome to another episode of Three Truths, No Lie.
Check.
We actually have a very special guest. This is someone who's stepped out of a first world country to come to a third world country in search for greener pastures. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Toddrey Monier.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. First things first, we usually have this thing where everyone says their truth at the start. So we want to hear your truth.
I am not a cougar.
Damn it.
No lie.
Damn it.
Let's just get that out the way.
She just shut down my dreams.
She said her truth and killed someone else's truth.
Awesome. So, there's a lot of things that we need to, pretty much unfold. Of course, there's differences between, the Western world and Africa as a whole. And the reason why I say Africa instead of Kenya is because you've traveled into different African countries. You've been to Uganda, you've been to Zimbabwe, Tanzania. Now you're in Kenya, you're in Ghana, right? So I'm trying to see the differences. And I think one of the differences that we can begin with is marriage, right?
Okay.
So you've been married before, right?
I have.
Okay. To an American guy?
Yes.
Okay. Let's unfold that. First of all, how old were you when you were married?
Oh my gosh. Now looking back on it, young. I got married at 25. Met him at 24, got married at 25. But I felt like I was grown. You know, I had already graduated school. I had traveled around the world.
Christine, focus. Take notes.
I mean, I'm 25.
Wait, you're 21.
You're 27.
I'm 20 enough.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be ahead of me. I'm supposed to be a veteran right now.
I feel like at 25, were you married because it's exciting, you feel like this is the guy of your dreams, or maybe you're just marrying for convenience? Because I feel like, personally, I'm 27, and if you dare show me something that looks like a ring, Baba, get out of my face. Flee, Baba, run. So is it like something that you really wanted to do?
No.
Or is this that, you know what, I'm 25, everyone's getting married,
You know, I wouldn't recommend it, but it was a different time. Like, it was the late 90s, and my parents got married in college, right? So I was born while they were in college. So, and I just felt like I was good and grown, and I never wanted to be married. And then I met this guy. He never wanted to be married, but then we just fell head over heels for each other. And then at a certain point, he was like, I think we need to make it official so that if anything ever happens to me, my family will take our relationship seriously. It made sense at the time.
But why you're saying it like that, it feels like peer pressure because your parents got married early and people around you are getting married early. So you decided to also get married early?
It was just like, I feel like that's just what we were doing at the time. We were waiting until we graduated college and then marrying our college sweethearts. That's what a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And so let me ask, is it like American culture? Because how can I say this? Here in Africa, we do this thing where you know that after you graduate, now you're 25, you have titties. Baba, get married. You're boring. Once you clock 30, Masani risky.
That's actually usually the consensus with a lot of people around here. That if you are at a certain age, actually usually they say 30. Once you pass 30, then you damage goods. Clearly not, because you're 51 and you're looking stunning.
Well, thank you.
So
remember her truth.
Focus.
Yo.
Know your place.
So, was that ever? Did that ever cross your mind? Like, I need to do this before a certain age, or
because I never wanted to be married. I had seen so much dysfunction, even in my own family. I was like, this is not for me. And then also, going to school and you learn about human behavior. Human sexuality was one of the courses that I studied, and I was like, I don't think monogamy is a human trait.
Ring the bell.
That was not something.
Pardon?
Ring the bell.
Pardon.
I think,
because what?
But I want to answer your
pardon.
question.
Yes.
When I was in UG, that was like a big concern. My roommate was 30. And that's what she kept saying was like, I'm 30. And she ended up marrying somebody who, in my opinion, doesn't even really like women like that. But she wanted
Doesn't like women like that?
As in, he prefers men.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to...
We have someone here who's dating someone that prefers men.
What did I do? Did I open a can of worms?
No.
In Uganda, yeah?
In UG, yes, in Uganda.
And it happens a lot. It's crazy. And since they're forced to hide, the men actually... It's crazy in those streets, bro.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So she knew this.
I don't think people in Uganda have good gaydar.
Yeah.
But I could see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I
all
kind of
over
grew
the
up
place.
around it.
Yeah.
But anyway, in the States, once a woman reaches 30, like we have a biological clock. So people start getting really antsy, even today. But I would say, like, for me, it wasn't a consideration at all.
I feel like because you had tasted it, you had passed through it. So marriage really was not in what you're looking for after that. So you didn't, when you see these African men, when you came back to, let's say, Africa, and you saw how, good looking the African man can be.
Sit up right, mama.
It did not spike your feelings into wanting to get married again?
Not at all.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So you like vanilla, yeah?
What do you mean by vanilla?
Like
white man.
What do you think?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. She doesn't look like
No.
it.
I don't like drama. I like my peace.
So
And then
to the African gents there, they're drama, yeah.
I like my peace. And then also, most of the men that I was meeting in UG, we were not the same socioeconomic status. So then am I signing up to take care of somebody that's really good looking from the north? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm their caretaker? I'm their mama? No.
Yeah.
That's not what
So this is something that you understood after your marriage, or now that time has gone, sasa unaanza kungam. Okay, I don't know how to say kungam in English.
You start to understand.
Is it something that immediately after you're like, you know what, I'm done with marriage, go on? Or now after time, you're now 43 or 44, now you're like, you know what, baby, fuck this shit? Or it's just something that you learned from your experience in marriage?
It's just where I'm at in my life right now, because right after my divorce, and I was married for 10 years, then I was like, I'm never doing this again. But then you heal and you open your heart back up. So I opened my heart back up a couple of times. And by the time I landed in East Africa, I was probably like 47.
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested. Had I met the right person. But then, being on the continent at 47, most men are married. right? Who were my age.
Yeah.
So then who would I have been dating? Who would I have been marrying? Somebody in their early 30s. I don't want that. I don't want that paid. That's just some unnecessary, marry somebody in their early 30s, somebody in their late 20s.
Yeah.
You know.
You were with the same person for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, my fingers.
That's a long time in the US, though.
You mentioned you opened up yourself to, open up your heart to someone else after your divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Was that person an African or was it still an American person?
This was still in the US.
Okay, so you haven't really given a chance to African.
Chocolates. Exactly what I'm trying to say.
I've had some experiences.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, you told us.
What's your experience? Is it better here or is it better there? Aside from, the whole financial thing, of course.
That's
if you find a man who's literally the same in terms of pockets, right?
Okay.
He's able to take care of you the same way you'd be taken care of if you were in the States.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is he's an African man.
Mm-hmm.
Would you prefer that guy or would you prefer an American guy?
I really don't have a preference. I like someone who treats me well.
Mm-hmm.
I expect a man to have a certain level of enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a preference. I like men of African descent. That is my preference.
Yeah.
But obviously, meeting an African-American man, we have more in common culturally. Like it's easier to vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Interesting.
But you had talked about how, growing up, you open up yourself to discover yourself sexually and stuff like that. What did that mean? I mean, that was a point you spoke about, and I kept it in my head. I was like, I'll ask that later.
Yes.
So what does that mean for you? What does it mean to discover yourself, sexually and stuff like that?
So I'm fortunate in that my parents were very open. They were also very young. They were college students when they had me, so it was a surprise.
Hi guys.
Like, hey.
I was literally at the wedding in my mom's belly. But they were very open and talking to me. And they also divorced at 7 when I was 7.
Okay.
So I had 4 different sex talks, 2 from each parent. The first ones were about the science of it all. Mm-hmm. And the second 2 were about the practicality of it all. Mm-hmm. And then I also had this book, it was a childhood book, written for kids, but actually had naked bodies in it. Mm-hmm. And it showed, look at her face. So it showed this European family naked, husband, wife, and their 2 kids. And it showed how you go from a baby to an adult. How you start getting body hair and boobs and all of this stuff. And my mom let me carry this book everywhere. And people were alarmed. But it's an old school book from the 70s. So
it is an alarming thing to make a child go, what?
But you know what? I feel like by the time I got to college and my friends were discovering their sexuality is first time away from home, they were going buck wild. Whereas I was just
not that Tuesday.
And not that I was sexually experienced, but it's when you're introducing a child to alcohol in Europe, they let the child taste. But in the US, they don't let you taste. So by the time you get to university, you're just off the hinges.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I got we, in the States, we have sex education in high school. Mm-hmm. That was just basically all the STDs you can get if you have sex right now, just scare you to death.
I hear it.
Yeah, no, but listen.
Sex education in other countries.
I think how you guys are doing it, it's a bit more subtle, more educated. Back at home in Kenya, we do this thing where we just show you footage of how you're going to look like if you have the STI. So do you want to look like this? No.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Pants.
We do a lot of scare tactics.
Pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, no,
but it does
in
work.
Uganda,
and that's what I was talking to you about last time. We need literally to inform people and educate them. Not
we
just
have actual
fear
sex
them
education and you Kenyans, we actually have a whole topic called sex education. You have, what's it called?
Life skills.
Welcome
to the party. This is a real
Let's
thing.
talk about the sangas.
Yeah.
I feel like African women are much more prepared for marriage than American women.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Talk about the sangas.
Yeah, the sangas in Uganda, we have, your singer, There is that age. I think it's like P6, P5, where they take you to
the bush.
No, what?
Sometimes.
To your father's sister or your father's eldest sister, the eldest lady in your father's family, basically.
To do what?
To debrief you about growing up, being a girl. I remember it was such an awkward talk for me. I reached there and I didn't know. I was like, you have to go dress up. It was like, I think P5, P6. So they have to, obviously, as I'm Mganda, so they ask you if you have like pulled. They ask you also about your menstruation. Have you gotten any signs? She says how your titties are forming. She also talks to you about have boys tried to approach you? If a boy comes, do you know what you're going to say?
How old is that age? How old is?
That is like that's P6.
Give me an age. Give me an age.
That is like 12, 11.
Jeez, that's early.
Yeah, because remember, men are not the nicest people. They sexualize anything. So at that age of me, in my P6, I had boobs. I was put in a boob tube. Because, first we have very fertile women. So we end up getting like boobs early, bums early and stuff like that. So I got my breasts in P6 and that's an age where a man is going to look at you and think you're a grown woman. Yet you're actually very young. So they have to actually take you there when you're young. So she talked to me. We had the whole day. I was there the whole day. She actually has to check if you've actually, pulled and stuff. Pulling helps in so many.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
what is this pulling you're talking about?
Labia elongation.
Yeah. They elongate your labia.
Wait, what?
Excuse me?
Why?
It has very many advantages.
I'm so glad I'm not in the hot seat. Go for it, girl. You got it.
We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you.
Yes.
Yeah, but
why are we pulling labias?
It has so many advantages. One, if it's actually not theoretical because practically I have actually seen it happen where in case you have begun your period without you knowing that you're supposed to begin your period on that day, it doesn't stain as much as someone who has not pulled.
Have you pulled your labia?
What do you mean pulling? Like you just chill someone woo?
No, it's a process.
It's a process.
It's actually, you can actually find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend was telling me like her aunt, her dad's sister came and told her and her cousin, it's time for you to start doing this now. Like when you're prepubescent.
Yeah.
And they refuse. But I do have one Ugandan girlfriend who does it. So there's a certain thing that you use.
Yeah, there's a certain, it's like a fruit. They get it and they put it on the sides of it. And they just pull it. It's very gentle pulling. It's just like, it's not this. Like, no, it's like someone just like holding your ear like this.
But you do it yourself.
Yeah, if you can
do it yourself into adulthood, right?
We actually have programs in Uganda. Chisakati, I've gone for it twice, where they actually help the girl child know about it. They educate you. They teach you how to cook. That's why I learned how to cook luombo from. They teach you Ugandan games like Ome. So they teach you so many cultural things. You get to. It's very fun.
It's supposed to benefit the man, the pulling, but it actually ends up benefiting the woman and increasing her pleasure as
both
well.
Ways.
Yes.
The men enjoy it. The Ugandan men, I don't know about men outside there, but the Ugandan men do enjoy it. It feels good. It feels different from the smaller ones. But even the girls benefit from it,
So to answer your question, I started like formally learning about sexuality at university. I took like Human Sexuality 101. And then just like throughout my life, I started taking like orgasmic meditation courses, like different sexuality courses, to whereas now I'm on the continent and I want to learn more about our traditional sexuality. So like the pulling, what they do in Rwanda with the waters, the sacred waters, all of that. So then like the Senga also comes when it's time for you to get married. And that's whole nother conversation.
I forget it. The orgasmic meditation.
Orgasmic meditation.
How does that work? Like you're taking us so fast. Let's start there.
So orgasmic meditation is really an ancient technique that they have monetized. So essentially, in a nutshell, what happens is the man pleasures the woman with his fingers.
Wait,
And
this is happening here in Africa?
It's happening in the U.S., but it's an ancient technique. So I would imagine that, in very rural parts of Africa and Asia, they're still doing this. And I'm sure Latin America as well. So there's a certain process, right? There's a pillow that she has to lay on. There's a certain way that the man has to sit. And essentially, he stimulates her clitoris. And, the clitoris is actually quite big. It's not that little knob, And we have communities in the U.S., actually, all around the U.S. where people practice this. And, if after that situation, after the orgasmic meditation, if she wants to have penetration, you have it. But usually the man just goes home. But it's also a way for men to learn their women's bodies. So what I've seen is women couples saying okay, I never had an orgasm with my partner until we started doing this together.
So it's actually classes that you go for, or?
Yeah, it's pretty much
so
workshops.
How do they teach you? They show you from an example?
Girl, they show you alive. I was so shocked because my girlfriend was really, really into it. They even have orgasmic meditation houses where people live in the house, and that's pretty much what they do in their pastime.
No, okay. Let me bring it back to Africa because I'm starting to feel as if in the US, you guys are taking these things a bit too deep.
It's true.
Undress,
it's true.
Bang, and get out. Oh my God. Let me just say it like this. If I was a guy, I'm not about to come and play with you then walk home. It's nonsense.
But they do because consent, it's all about consent.
No, don't put it like that. Don't put it like rape. I'm saying, look, I'm dating Frankie, right? And we're in a relationship. I'm not about to start doing orgasmic meditation, but undress, bang, 20 marks, we're done.
This is actually why I think white men are more kinder. Because you take your time. It's like a whole hour, a whole day, a whole month. Is it a year?
Okay, so it's a practice that you can do with strangers and you can also do with your partner.
Strangers?
So with the strangers, strangers. So there's a whole community, I'm from LA, Los Angeles. So in various parts of LA, there's different chapters that meet up once a week. And you have conversation in the room, the chapter that I was in for a minute. It would take place in a hotel, in a hotel conference room. So you have conversation, you learn about it, you meet people. And then if you want to, you can take it to this other room where you actually do the orgasmic meditation in a group of people, which is really odd. People you don't know. No. But my girlfriend was telling me I'm doing this thing and I really love it. And she's meet these guys at the events. And then if she likes them, she'll call them up and have them come over to the house and they just rub one out. And then if she wants, she can send him home or he can stay. And there's no emotional attachment. That works for people. And then she went and took that model and then carried it to Chicago, Illinois. And she started this whole community there. All types of stuff is going on.
So let me ask, you talk about divorce so easily. And at the same time, you also talk about sexual liberation. So have you ever guys just thought that maybe being divorced and having a failed relationship / marriage is because of this tiny little stupid unnecessary haptics that people want to make it look like it's a thing? Because I promise you, let me ask you something. What is so difficult about going to the club, grabbing a drink, finding that, Ed is looking like a snack. Let's get into it. Why do I have to sit in class? I cannot be available at 2:30 p.m. today. I have a meeting. For doing what? Doing what? Because I feel like in Africa, we are so, I don't want to use the word poor, but kind of the word. We don't have time for all this too mashuguli. I don't know how to say that.
Little things.
This too.
Your mentality is exactly like the Generation Z.
Explain to me why I would be married for 18 years, then we just get divorced. Then I jump into another one with Frankie for 4 years. We get divorced. Shit, I decide, I don't even like men anymore. Jump into one with you for another 4 years. Then I'm like, what? Fuck shit. Then I choose now this thing that, it's Zen. It's not Zen. I do believe that you guys are spending a lot of time on... The word is unnecessary.
Say unnecessary.
The word is unnecessary.
Don't say unnecessary.
The word is unnecessary.
But what makes it unnecessary?
Because you don't understand it doesn't make it unnecessary.
But why is it unnecessary? Because life is pretty much an experiment, right?
Yeah.
Everything is not guaranteed. So why not try?
But you cannot. Sijui niseme aje. Hawezi kubali kitu kudefine.
I don't know.
Hawezi sema ati ni kitu yenye mi udu unaningam ati ni kitu ndatoka hapa nikuja asubuhi and nijaribu kuambia venye kitu ni form. Sijui kama unanielewa.
English.
I get you, but they don't.
I can't say it in English. I can't. Mi na find ni mavitu fulani zenye azifai kuwa.
No. I understand you because, again, even for me, there are things which obviously I've been through a couple of relationships, right? 2 relationships. We can call them failed relationships, right? Because they got serious. It was 5 years each.
Yeah.
I had kids with both of them, 2 kids each. And I've reached a point where, I guess the point of enlightenment, where pretty much where you are, where you understand yourself.
Frankie doesn't relate yourself.
Frankie.
I'm just saying.
Your mannerisms are way different.
No, because I'm a man.
No.
I'm a man.
You can't.
If I was a woman,
Frankie. You're broken.
You can't.
You're not liberated.
I was broken. I was broken. Trust me. If I was,
she's liberated. You're not.
No. I am enlightened. I didn't say liberated.
Do you think he's enlightened by the conversations we've had with him this morning? When you look at him, do you think he's an enlightened man?
Am I broken?
No, that's not what I've asked you.
Okay, based on
Don't put that on me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But first of all, I wouldn't consider an end of a relationship to be a failure. You learned. You got something from it. It's really only humans that put these limits on your experiences. Till death do you part. Humans made that up. Is that really how it's supposed to be? And then secondly, I didn't learn about orgasmic meditation for years after my marriage, right? So I've actually been divorced longer than I was married. So that's why I'm able to just talk about it freely.
So my question is, when you look at Frankie,
do you see an enlightened man?
No, actually, it's a good question.
I don't know. I just met you.
But just based on
the conversations you've had, like since
what energy is he giving?
What energy is he
We
giving?
haven't really had a conversation, but yeah.
Exactly. We haven't had a spiritual conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I need to see how you move, how you treat people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are people that you find in these ashrams and these meditation temples that are really messed up, but they will tell you they're enlightened. You would think they're enlightened. You know?
But they're broken. True. So Frankie.
Because honestly, I love seeing an enlightened person, an enlightened woman, a liberated person. It's empowering because I don't like, you see the mentality my beautiful Kalala has.
No, please.
That's
her
a broken
mentality
woman.
is like, it's what I argue with my mom every single day. So my mom tells me, why don't you take this job? Because obviously I had good grades and stuff like that. And it's $200 that I'm working from Monday to Saturday. Yes, because that's how, it is. You start from the ground, upgrade, project manager and stuff like that. You get a salary of like 1.2. And that's very, and yet here I'm getting contracts of over, you get 1,000 USD, 2,000 USD, stuff like that. It's like, so you want me to sacrifice that to do this because it makes you comfortable in your head. Because for her, she believes in, she worked hard, she did her, she finished campus, she graduated highly, she got a job in the government, now she's been working in government all her years. So now she believes in that, you get that safe zone of have a job, have a career.
Right.
But
so that's the idea of enlightenment. Being enlightened.
Yeah, she has to think that there is money beyond, outside just having a career. There is actually opportunities. There is actually a difference. This other side that is actually beneficial. Your child can be into theater but still have a very good career in theater.
For sure.
But for you, you're forcing them to do physics, mathematics and become physics teachers or mathematics teachers. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's just like, I want people to think, outside the box. Don't be limited because this is your life.
Yeah, here
there is someone else with another life.
Let me ask you, what is the difference? Okay, what is the line between enlightenment and bitterness? Because you see, I would be quick to say, yeah, you know, marriage is a scam because mine failed. And I talk about the shit that went on in that marriage. And I want to now talk about how I'm enlightened. No, Baba, I'm bitter as fuck. That shit failed, man, and I don't know what to do about it. So, where's the line?
Even baby mamas.
Yeah, you see, where's the line? Like, somebody would come out and be like, yeah, strong, independent woman, la la. But no, when you really look at the root,
They're just bitter.
motherfucker is bitter as fuck. They wish that shit worked out. So, where do you draw that line for me to listen to you and be like, you know what, I'm speaking from this point of view, and let me tell you, it's because I have read, I've been to these meetings, I've been to these groups, la 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 la, and you know what, I just had a shit marriage, it failed, and now I'm mad when I see people happily married.
Oh, wow.
So where's the line?
Man, I mean, enlightenment, it's a lifelong process. You know, no one ever really reaches enlightenment except for maybe Buddha, you know? And when people jump out there too quickly, post any type of heartache, it really shows. I don't know if you guys followed that story with Derek Jackson, who was like a women's relationship coach, but meanwhile, he was dogging out his wife like real bad. And then she came on a podcast and she was talking about how she's healed and she wants to help other women heal, but she definitely was not. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like, see right through her eyes.
You know, so it takes time. And then, you know, you could get to a point where, you know, something might trigger you. You think you're healed, and then you might see something, hear something that trigger you or remind you of that pain
and
that you experienced.
You
know?
So you feel like bitter people can actually get better and become enlightened with time?
Yeah.
But it's a journey that you have to accept, I think. Like you have to understand that healing is a process, and you can ask for outside help. I think a lot of people, what they do is they take that energy, if it's the bitterness, whatever, you know, once you come out of a situation, there's two ways to it, right? So you want to be better or you want to dwell in it and, you know, weaponize this bitterness. And I think that's what a lot of people do. They take this bitterness and they weaponize it, and then, you know, they frame it and create it into enlightenment, and then they spew it onto social media, on their platforms. Now all of a sudden everyone is a relationship guru, and they're telling you how, you know, men ain't shit and you can do this, you can do that by yourself. But then if you think about it, your man wasn't shit. It's not all men ain't shit.
Is it really?
You understand?
Let's find out.
There are good men out there for sure.
Please point at
Definitely
one.
not here.
The mirror is not here. There's no mirror. There's no mirror.
Wonderful men behind the camera.
So my question is, do you have any children?
No.
Do you think that helps with the glow? The fact that you have no stress with the outside? Well, you really have no marriage stress. You have, I mean, you've been awakened in all senses. And the fact that you have no kids to, like, you know, burden you. Someone is yelling in your ear in the morning and stuff. Do you think that has helped your glow at 51?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. But I mean, not having children was a conscious decision for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it your decision and his, or just yours?
You know, ironically, I did meet and marry someone who also didn't want kids. He didn't want kids. And I was like, I was always on the fence. And I'm also my mother's only child.
All right.
So when I talk to,
too.
Are you too?
Yes.
Okay, girl. Yes. Oh, and it's rough now. Wait till you have to care for your parents and it's just you. Oh my God.
Right.
But back to the topic. So I was always on the fence, but I had friends that had large families. And one of my homegirls who's Liberian, she was like, listen, if you're not sure, then don't have children. And then at the time, I think I might have been like early 30s. So I was asking older women who are probably about my age back then, like, do you regret it? Is it something that you wish you had done? And the answer was, you can mother in multiple ways. And so, you know, I'm the super auntie. I volunteer with kids at an orphanage and I go home to my peace.
Yeah. But let me ask, as time has gone, because when you say it was a conscious decision, I mean, people change their minds, right? Maybe at 31, I don't want to have kids. By the time now I'm 42, I'm like, hey, wait, guys, wait. What's going on? So it's something that you're still okay even with right now. You don't want that person that has your ears, you know?
Yeah.
That when they smack like you.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
I think that's
though?
ego.
At 51?
I think that's ego. You know, I don't put nothing past Black women. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are older than our aunties and uncles, and that's because grandma thought she couldn't get pregnant, but she did.
Yeah. So you don't actually think about it. You don't.
You know what, to be honest with you, there was a point where every morning I was waking up and I was thinking, like, what is the meaning of life? And I said, well, maybe if I had kids, I would know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the meaning of life would be my kids.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to a client that has 2 boys, and she was like, actually, no, I still think the same thing. I have 2 boys, my kids. I love my kids, but they're not my whole world.
Mm-hmm.
And I still contemplate that same question. And because I have friends who were foster children that were adopted, I did always want to adopt, to give a child a home.
Yeah.
But then I think I just got too comfortable in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I just go to bed on a bowl of popcorn. If I had kids, there's no way. Like, I would have to prepare a meal.
That makes sense,
You know,
yes.
sometimes I sleep in. If I had children, no, they need attention. They need nutrition.
You know, there's a TikTok I saw where someone was talking about if you see like ladies in the who have grown up who don't want kids, or when they grow up and express themselves so freely, that means they had more of a suppressed childhood. Is that true? Do you feel
know,
like your childhood was so suppressed that when you got there, when you became a butterfly, you just like
Sweet, gone.
and you said, no, I'm going to.
I don't think I felt suppressed as a kid, but I do know I've lived multiple lifetimes. And I definitely was a mother in previous lifetimes. You know, sometimes I think like, you know.
White people shit. Some white people shit.
What? You know, so right now I think, you know, in an alternate universe, I am somebody's mama. I am somebody's husband. Everyone adores me. We're good. I even named the kids in the alternate universe. But right now, where we are right now, I'm happy.
You said that being an only child, it's all fun and games until it's now your turn to take care of your parents and you're doing a one-man job. So when you get older, who's doing that job?
That is the question. I've had this conversation with my girlfriends who are in a similar situation and with my dad. And honestly, I think the best answer, and this is why I'm very conscious of what I eat, what I consume, the best answer is to take good care of myself so that I can live as long as possible, as
Without
healthy
needing help.
as possible.
Yeah.
Because even when you have children, honestly, there's no guarantee
There's
that your
not-
kids
Trust
are going
me,
to be
it's
there
not,
for
yeah.
you.
I mean, Kalala is out here.
I hear you. Wait. Put it like this, you're talking about eating healthy, probably going to the gym, reading books, freeing your mind, being free. Take an example where, not to say that this should happen, to fiakwa, ishindwe.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You're doing everything. You're doing good shit. You even came from the gym. Then a car hits you, right? And now you're paralyzed.
God forbid.
Yeah, I said that part in 3 different languages. Yeah? In that situation, what happens? Because you see, the thing is, you're answering when in a situation where maybe I am now older because of my eating habits or my smoking or my drinking habits. Now I have this disease that I brought it upon myself. Saying, worst case scenario, bad fucking situation, shit just happened. You are walking past a construction site and something fell on your head and now you have an aneurysm. Who is doing this job of taking care of you? Because, don't put it in a situation where you're looking at it that you came from the ghetto, you worked your ass off, you made this child wealthy, and now they're treating you like shit. No, shit. You had a nice life. You're doing everything right. Hell, you even have the sweetest kids on earth, right? But then shit just happened.
Yeah.
But I
In
think
that situation, what happens?
What I'm not even speaking on her behalf, but I'm sure you are financially sound, so
Yeah.
you could pay for that service, right?
That's what I was about to say. That's when you're paying people to
Ile
take
tabia
care
fulani ya
of you.
kupeleka wazazi kwa homes ya majuu.
So even
mean,
today, because
yeah.
the thing is, you've fallen sick before, right?
Yeah.
You've had incidences where you're breaking down the hospital. Personally, I've had them. So if you have them, who do you call? Like, oh, I'm in the hospital, something has happened, I'm so scared. Because we all have those life-threatening situations where you just wake up with like a heavy headache and you have an infection and it's going to take like a while to be discovered in your blood or something, or you ate something bad and you just...
Okay, Nampera, we get it. It's something bad. we get it.
Then you have your chosen family.
Yeah.
And then I'm also fortunate my dad has been there, you know. But he's 20 years older than me, so, There'll be a time.
Oh my God.
There'll come a time.
Your parents are just 20 years older than you.
I told you they were young.
Yes.
I was the surprise.
Interesting. So you talked about the fitness side of things, right? So one, is that something that came about with age? Like, look, I'm getting on older. I don't have anyone to take care of me. I need to be, fit and healthy for as long as possible. Or was it something that you picked up just like, along your whole journey of enlightenment? And another thing, has that helped your sexual health?
Oh. we always come back to sex. So my dad actually wanted a boy. So he basically had me and my stepbrothers doing all types of activities. I was a student athlete. I ran track. I ran cross country. So for me to be idle and not move my body, I feel very uncomfortable not moving my body. So being athletic and fit has just been a part of my life. And then as I've become more mature and my metabolism has slowed down, I've lost some cartilage in my knees. Like, being fit, it has to be a way of life. Yeah. Like, I'm not interested in having a six pack, but I still want to be strong in whatever I do, Yeah. And like being physically fit, of course, that is going to definitely help your sex life.
Yeah, they talk about it, that people who
definitely.
go to gym
now you guys can understand me. This is why I'm sexually charged all the time.
No, let me tell you, it's actually a theory where people say, that's why those gym instructors fear them. Those gym instructors fear them because gym naturally, even my female friends who start gymming tell me, gym just naturally makes you more, more horny, more sexually active, which is crazy. Because
sexually driven. It happens.
And then imagine me being 51 and trying to date a divorcee my age who don't work out, who got a pot belly. And it's like, and then the testosterone levels have dropped.
Yeah.
Mr. Flaccid.
So are you forced to be, have you been in situations where like, you know what, this ideology of I'm not a cougar should sleep, have you thought about it? Have you like...
Well, a cougar means that you're chasing. I'm not out here chasing, but I have, experience.
What's the youngest you've experienced?
Frankie.
At 51.
No, I'm not doing anything now. I'm like over it.
What?
I've shut everything down.
Wait. So how'd you curb those sexual urges?
I just don't really have them. Like, I'm just done.
You don't have them? You pass through menopause and...
I'm like postmenopausal. I mean, like, I have girlfriends that are like, I have crazy thoughts. I'm not there.
So when was the last time you had sex?
Oof. It's been almost a year. It's been almost a year with someone who was supposed to be enlightened. He's supposed to be a guru.
I love the way at Frankie.
That nigga was broken.
Oh,
in the worst way.
How old is he?
My age.
Oh, that's why.
So for the times you've tried the younger. People younger than you,
Okay, so I have dated younger than me like by 10 years, by maybe 15 years. And it's fine because honestly, the younger men that are attracted to me are actually more successful sometimes than men my age.
Oh.
Yeah, so, and then also you just have to let them be the young men that they are. They want to go out, they want to be in the club, that's fine.
What'd you find they're looking for?
What are they looking for? Okay, so there is this conversation happening that younger men that are interested in older women, they want a sugar mama, or they're just curious, like, because they hear that women who are older have higher sex drives or more experienced.
Yeah.
I think that's there, but I also think that at least the men that I've met really like intimate connections. And they're just very mature. Maybe they had to grow up fast.
Oh, yeah.
And so they just vibe more than older women than they do with women their own age or even younger. Mm-hmm. But I only know who a person is based on how they present to me, right? Who they present themselves to me. Because I've gone out, like I was dating this guy, he was Italian, and he was probably like 15 years younger than me. And with me, we would have these deep conversations. But when he was out with his friends, I was like, okay, he really is 20-something. Because it just, you would see that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's crazy. So as an enlightened woman, what you say? I'm so sorry.
I wouldn't say I was enlightened. I'm on my path.
Yeah, okay. As someone who's on their path, what's your say on the community, the LGBT community? What's your say on the different things you're seeing coming up as you're growing up? Basically breaking down the LGBTQ, the lesbians, the bisexuals, the transgenders.
Say that again, the what?
The lesbians.
Are you gay?
No.
Why are you gay?
You think the clothes coming out?
No, I'm asking, like, all of them, what's your say on the transgenders, the people who say they are bi-curious, those who say
LGBTQ.
they are only attracted to themselves, those who say they're attracted to animals, to all those different people who
God, not
feel
animals.
like they're awakening that
Animals is
sense.
wild. That's
Yeah,
bestiality.
because who's saying this?
Isn't the B in LGBTQ for bestiality?
Oh my God.
The B is for bisexual, right?
My apologies. Again. But yes, what's your say on the community?
I think that most people are on a spectrum. We're all on the spectrum, right? So this is what I learned in school. What is the name of the Kenzie study? So basically, he's this guy that he was an anthropologist. He went around the world and he was interviewing people about their sexual habits. And then he recorded that. Whether or not those people he interviewed were telling the truth or not, but he recorded it. And I remember being an undergrad and I really wanted to see this research because he also collected sex toys around the world. This is back in the day. And they wouldn't let us in as students. You had to like be a researcher, blah, blah, blah. But what he eventually ended up saying is that most people are in the middle and very few people are on the end. So on a scale of 0 to 10, let's say 0, theoretically would be those who were like strictly heterosexual, 0, 1, 2. And then you've got, 8, 9, 10 would be those people who are like strictly homosexual. Very few people are outliers. Most people are in the middle.
Okay.
And then you have societal expectations that we talked about earlier that forces people to marry heterosexual.
So that friend of yours, the Ugandan, going back to that friend of yours, the Ugandan who married the man who was interested in men, do you think she's found out by now? Have you been in conversation?
Oh, sure.
She found out?
I'm sure she's found out. But I haven't been in conversation. No, I'm sure she's found out.
But Ugandan men can actually hide it so well. They actually hide it
I think my concern with this community is not whatever is going on behind the curtains. Look, don't ask us to stop whatever the fuck we're doing so we can clap for you because you're getting fucked in the ass. Do this, have sex at night, in the morning get up, go to work, pay taxes, and go back and fuck again. But where you have to drill the mentality on our faces is what I don't understand. Because whatever happens behind the curtains, I knew it's between the two of you, right? Just where you want everything to stop. So that you do this, you drive this ideology in everybody's mind. That is where my concern comes in. Because I'm not telling you don't do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Hell, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Just, if I say I don't subscribe to it, you don't have to rub it in my face, Baba. You see? I know very well that Nampera is straight. But then I'm there trying to drive my, hey, mama, you look nice. Hey, Hey, yo, you do what you're doing. Just don't. Why are you putting it in my face?
Why?
Why?
And that's not even my problem. My problem is the fact that they make even the people who are supposed to be normal, like they see 2 girls or 2 men.
Normal?
Actually,
she said what she said. She said what she said.
Sorry, the heterosexuals, if they see 2 heterosexuals like having 2 men, just having a conversation, maybe it got emotional and one man is crying and the other man is like tapping him on the back or like, rubbing him, just trying to comfort your friend because men have emotions as well. But then you're going to see a picture going out and someone is like, why are they gay? Well, because he's just trying to actually be a normal human being, like to be a human being, to actually have empathy for his friend. That's the only problem I have, is they categorize every single thing. Like even they see 2 girls just like having fun, holding hands and stuff, and they'll be like, oh, those ones are gay. Those 2 are gay. Just because maybe one likes putting on capes and the other one likes putting on skirts. You get what I'm trying to say? I hate that whole concept. As aside hers, also that.
No, but also that's the thing, sometimes niseme aje, it's like 1 out of 10 times. Let's use me as an example. Me, I'm in love with dick. I'm not even going to lie, okay?
We all know
but then
that.
the way I act, the way I dress, the way I carry myself, you would think
Says
that, you know what,
otherwise, yeah.
maybe but they like girls. But you see, the thing is, I just do it unconsciously. But 9 out of 10 times, when someone is acting like me, they are probably gay.
Same.
But
I do my
you
nails,
said 9
I do
out
my
of
hair.
10.
Yeah, that's
Go
what I'm saying.
piercings.
Sometimes
Exactly.
we want to not judge you like that, but then, bro, the shoe fits.
No, but like, what do you mean? You can't say that yet you're among the 1%.
Like Frankie wears nails, but this ninja has kids to prove that stick proper, right? But then, different situation, some ninja man.
So are you going to just take that as a character base and be like, everyone who has nails is...
But that's what people do.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how the oppressed are actually justifying oppression right now.
Like sometimes...
Because you guys are the oppressed right now.
When it smells like shit, it's probably shit.
Wait,
I don't know
who's
if you're
oppressed?
understanding.
You, because you're in the
How?
1%. You're in the 1% that is being judged. How many people out there are thinking, oh, Frankie is not straight because he has nail polish?
A lot.
Yet you're actually very straight. You're actually a very heterosexual man. For those who know you, who have had a conversation with you, know that you actually love bums and...
I'm actually a lesbian. I apologize.
I don't know how to put it. As in, sometimes it's just...
because
we don't want to judge
there's
you,
so
but
many
then you're
girls who have
acting
come
like
to
it.
you and said, "Oh, Kalala, hi, how are you?" and stuff like that, and they're interested in you, but now they've been judging you wrongly, and you could for some other people they may take offense because why are you talking to me? Because I have a deeper voice and I'm putting on shorts and I'm putting on baggy stuff. You think I'm not straight? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It comes off as offensive to some people. You're among the 1% who don't take it offensive, but think about the 1% that actually takes offense in it.
Sucks to be there.
I think at the end of the day, people just want to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's about?
Yeah.
Because like, okay, in Uganda, it's illegal.
Yes.
In Kenya, it's not illegal. You just
It
are
is, and
not
you'll serve
supposed to
14
have
years.
You don't-
homosexual
You'll serve 14
sex.
years.
It's
If
illegal.
you're
No.
caught having sex.
If you're caught having sex, homosexual sex, then it's illegal. But to be homosexual is
It's
not
not
illegal.
illegal,
There,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
They're
it's-
different, yeah.
I think at the end of the day, people just want to be safe.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. So usually it's not in people's faces, is it? Because you were saying like, why are people trying to make it your issue? But because they don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How can I say this?
I think in the Western world, that's where it's in your face.
In your face, yeah.
Because
like a
they
whole
want to be
parade.
safe. Like she just
But at the end of the
explained.
day, the reality is that you can only be out in certain parts of the US.
Okay.
Like you get
Interesting.
the impression from television, from media, that everybody's just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's major cities, and then it's only certain sections of those major cities where people are safe.
Mhm.
And then while we're at it, it's only certain parts of the US where Black people are safe.
For sure.
We know those cities. We know Atlanta, we know LA, we know New York.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then once you drive like 2 hours outside of these cities,
Right.
you realize, oh, this is the real America. And this is why people want to black sit. This is why people want to come to Africa for safety. And now that,
Yeah.
Trump is back in office, people feel less safe.
Yeah. But so why do you guys sell us this facade that you guys are having a party back in the US when you guys are just going through shit? Because I would promise you that in Kenya, before you find us going for a shootout, who the fuck even has guns? Who the fuck even has guns? Because the things that as Black people in Africa, people might think that we're like this and this and this, but that's not the case. But then you keep selling this thing where we are hungry, we are tired, we have lions in the house. What the fuck is that about?
And yet they come here.
I actually,
Exactly.
to me, I honestly love the concept of credit cards. I think that's what you're talking about. The fact of they use the credit cards to get the car and then they pay for it in installments.
Yeah, what the fuck is that, bro? That's
I
called
do,
poverty on
because
one.
let me tell you, it benefits the government so much.
So you're on the side of the government, not the people. Say
No,
it to
because the government is helping you develop your state, develop your country. Why would you be on the side?
She's Ugandan.
Yeah.
She has to
I
be
know,
on the
I
side
know,
of the government.
I know. I'm recording that.
Yeah.
No, guys. Honestly, it's the government that is in charge of developing the country, right? Right?
Supposedly, yes.
Yes. It's supposed to be in charge of, because now any money that goes into the government is supposed to develop, the country. So if the government is getting more money, be happy. Okay, that's ideology. That's how it's supposed to be. That's the original ideology. You're supposed to be happy that the government is getting more money because it's developing your what? Your country. Obviously, the flaws are there, the corruption, the whatever. All the things are there. But that's the essential role. You get. So the government is supposed to be getting a lot of money to help our roads look better, our schools look better.
But
Cannot be talking about roads. Have you seen the roads in
But do they? Yeah.
Not all of them. That's how it's supposed to be. Because there are mothers who throw their kids in the toilet, but you're not going to say a mother is like that.
Theoretically, your point is valid.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Quagrao in real life.
Yeah.
Quaground.
We say quaground.
Totally different.
Yeah. Things are not the way you want it to be.
No, I hear you. Like, America does a great job at marketing.
Yeah.
And was it Jay-Z that said America's biggest commodity is Black culture? And it's interesting because coming to East Africa, the way people think that we're the majority, when we're 12% on a good day, we're only 12% on a good day, and we're concentrated in urban areas.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I say, once we leave our little pockets of the city, and you say you want to go camping, you want to go hiking or whatever, and you go 2 hours away from your city, and you meet people who are looking at you like you're a talking monkey, like people who are actually shooting at you as you're hiking. Nuts. That's how we have who we have in office.
Damn.
Come back home.
Well, she is home now.
We have a lot of land,
but
please come back home.
Have you ever done the whole ancestry thing?
I have.
Where are you from?
So I'm Mafe, which those people are based in modern day Cameroon, and I'm also Mende. So those people are like mostly in Senegal and Sierra Leone.
The skin explains it.
It's showing.
It's showing that it can't be East Africa.
But it's interesting because I've been to Rwanda and they like, oh no, you're one of us. Yeah. So maybe I need to take another DNA test.
Please, and don't be upset. Let's do this. Let me see the forehead.
Do the forehead.
Are you one of us?
Are
you one of us?
That's your hair, right?
You're one of us.
You did cut your hair?
I do. I'm a bald baddie underneath this.
Is that an enlightenment thing, or is just like?
Oh wow, it's convenient. It's
Frankie.
Just convenient.
Yeah.
Because I grew my hair out for 3 years, and I was like, enough. Most of my adult life, I've had short hair.
Like dreadlocks.
I tried it. I didn't have the patience.
Yeah.
You go through that fuzzy stage.
Yeah, the ugly part. Where you have bleach in your head.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously we've touched on the aspect of marriage and all that, and you've said your part about it. First of all, do you think it favors the man or the woman? Actually, let's just delve into that first, and then we'll talk about if it's something that you can, because obviously you've gone through it. If it's something you would, suggest for people to, get into it. Our younger.
Question had a comma instead of a question mark. There's no rich favor.
Men or women?
Yeah, women.
We definitely know that it doesn't favor women, right? Because women who are married typically are less healthy, they're unhappy, and they die earlier.
Damn.
Typically, that's in general. That's in general.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also say maybe it doesn't favor men either, because it doesn't really allow men to really grow. I don't think. But maybe marriage favors children. I think marriage favors children.
Yes.
At a certain point.
True.
But then you had the situation like if someone's growing up in a toxic home, that doesn't favor anybody.
Yeah.
I want you to pick a side, so men or women.
Pick a side.
Does it favor men or women?
It favors men so much more. Men
live.
Wait, what?
Bullshit.
How?
Bullshit.
How does it? Okay, tell me how it favors men.
They live longer and they're healthier.
When you have someone nagging in your ear every time you come home after work, after a long day of working, and then she's eating your money.
I have a response to that, and this is exactly your words from the first episode.
Tell me.
You said a man is nothing if he's not a provider. True or false?
Yes, I'm providing for my children.
Explain to me how
not to
it's
another
favoring
woman.
Frankie when 95% of his salary is going to some
Exactly.
shouting ass
It
gives
motherfucker
him a
every
will
single
to
night.
live. It
Who can't
literally
even
gives
cook?
No, it doesn't.
Fuck,
Gives
you
him
can't
a will to
doesn't.
live. These are his
It
words. I'm
doesn't.
using
My
Frankie's
children
words
give me
against-
the will to live.
You told me that when a man
Yes.
when a man is not a provider,
Yes. I
his
didn't say
words-
providing to another woman.
Nampera, let me explain this to you.
I'm providing to my
If
children.
I was a man, best fucking believe I would never get married. First things first, you're telling me to be banging the same. You are the one who said men are polygamous. It's in their nature and men cheat. True or false?
True.
Good. So now first you're telling me I'm supposed to be banging you solely by yourself.
That's not
Number
what I
two,
said.
I'm going to work, all right? I'm coming home with shit, pocket change. I'm paying the rent. I'm buying the clothes. I'm buying the food. I'm paying school fees for these stupid ass kids who took your IQ and they're spending my money. You
First
can't,
of all,
like, how am I winning in this
you.
situation?
Thank you.
How am I winning in this
Thank
situation?
you.
How?
Where's the will?
Okay.
You're living in my house,
Where's the will?
eating my food, bitching about nails,
I?
hair, la la la.
After all that, she tells you she's not satisfied, she's
Yo,
not happy,
you
she's
don't
not
make me-
taken care of, and you are
I-
out there hustling, struggling, trying to put food on the table.
You're
That doesn't
supposed to
even
be on
taste
my side.
nice.
Don't
And
mess
she
up
will,
this.
and she will do all that and leave you and take half.
Can I just
Because,
drop something?
Say it again and take what?
Take half.
You know why Kalala is on your side?
'Cause
Because
she
she
knows.
has a masculine mindset.
I'm masculine.
She has a
No.
masculine mindset.
No, she
This
doesn't.
young girl
She
over here
understands.
thinks she can come to work, then her man stays home and watches TV and has to welcome her back home. So I do not know why you want me to argue with someone who actually
She's
has.
I'm the
struggling
man
the
in my
same
life,
struggle.
Baba.
That's exactly
She's
what
struggling
I am
the
saying.
same struggle.
So
She
let me
is a
ask you,
man in her
are
own life.
Are we not making sense, me and Frankie? Are we not?
We are making sense.
Y'all not making sense.
20 marks.
Let me just tell
You're not
you.
making sense.
What we know is that women get bored sexually in relationships before men. That's part
you.
of the reason why when a man comes to a woman's and she's like, because she's bored in the relationship.
Mhm.
And so, but to answer your question, right? So your woman, if I'm your woman and you go and get on your motorcycle, I'm gonna tell you, babe, be careful out there.
Yeah.
When I see something's wrong with you physically, I'm making you go to the hospital. We all know nobody likes to go to the hospital, but men especially, y'all
For
not
sure.
going to the
Yeah.
doctor.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Even
We'll
if you
tough it
have
out.
blood coming out of your
ass.
anus, like your woman is gonna make sure you go. And maybe it's like a nag to you, but your life will be prolonged.
I hear you, but you see the nag that Frank is talking about is not where you're telling your man, babe, you know, you need to work on your weight, you need to cut down on the cigarettes. We're talking about where are you coming from right now? It's 3 a.m.
Yes.
Mama, who the fuck are you
what
talking to in
business
that
do you
tone?
need to have
Stress.
out in the streets at 3 a.m.?
No.
When you got
Look at it.
family, what business? What business do you have in the
There
streets
are
at 3 a.m.?
situations. There are situations. Listen. There are situations where I could be. Let's say we're shooting right now, right?
Yeah.
We're having, the conversation and all that. Later on, maybe I'm supposed to be going home by 5. It reaches 5. One of our guys here says, you know what? I have a business opportunity. Let's go meet ABCD. I have to call in and check in with someone and try explain that I'm going with this fine American lady
Yeah?
to have a business conversation. Do you think she'll understand? She'll be like, oh, okay.
Cool.
Oh, all of a sudden, now you want to hang out with her. Do you understand?
That's
First
the
of all,
cost
Frankie,
you pay.
those are the-
it goes
No,
both
no,
ways.
those are not the costs
It
that-
goes both
You
ways.
can also just invite your lady, like, come through.
What?
If you have nothing to
No,
hide.
because,
So that-
no, understand this, huh? Yes, let's say even after this, we decide we're going for this business meeting as the whole gang, right? Of course, at some point, it's going to turn into probably like one quick drink, good vibes. I'm not about to be walking with you everywhere because you're insecure.
Hey, haven't you been inviting your person to every single situation? And how has that turned out?
Mother is the kiss.
How has that turned out for you?
They call me bird.
Exactly. I rest my case.
First of all, you know when it comes to this, I'm not going to argue so much with Frankie because when he's on the other side, he acts like he didn't say points that support this other side before.
No.
So he himself told us how before he had these kids in his life didn't have meaning. His life was
Key point is kids. You said kids.
Yes, but these kids did not come from heaven. They did not drop. They came from a woman's vagina.
Yes.
After he's left
After they've left my nuts.
First of all, Kalala.
Hi, Baba, you have to pay me to join your side.
Kalala, what's your problem?
You see, all I'm saying is this. Me and Frankie, we've stated facts on this is how the guy is losing. But you guys all you're saying
so
is...
you're saying a man would be happier.
I'll take it
Tell us where the woman is losing. Tell me
he was alone. No,
losing.
let's actually have the conversation. Let's break it down. If a man was put in a room alone to survive and a woman on another room alone to survive, who do you think is actually going to last longer?
Sorry,
without any other outside hindrances, all factors constant. This man is put in a country to survive alone. No kids, no children, just him working for his daily bread and moving on his life. And then this lady also in another country. No kids, no children, everything is what?
Equal.
Constant.
Right.
Who do you think is actually going to have a longer lifespan?
The woman. Pretty privilege is a thing. You just received $2,000 the other day just for sitting down.
Ochojinga.
Please.
Are you angry about that?
I'm just telling
Are you
facts.
angry about that?
I'm telling facts.
Because now that's because I have a feminine. You know, if you had
No, please, I'm not the example. I am not the example.
Wow.
I don't like where it's going and I'm not the example.
Your point is not working here.
No, my point is actually working.
No, it's not.
The woman is actually very necessary for a man's survival.
Sikatari.
We are necessary for your glow. The reason you're glowing like this is because of those two ladies who gave birth to your two babies.
No.
So be grateful.
That's because I take care of myself.
Suggesting all those wonderful face products,
right?
massaging your
Telling you that
scalp.
you should work out. Even has workout videos with his, former
it's
partner
fitness
and stuff
and
like.
it's taking care of myself. And it's being enlightened.
Without them, you would not be looking like this.
Most people just shouldn't be in a relationship, period.
They just shouldn't, right?
Most people.
Yeah.
Because relationships as we know them today, right? What's advertised on social media requires like equality, communication, care, love. Most people ain't got it.
We're sold a dream.
Okay.
Doesn't exist.
And you know that most people are here on the podcast with us.
Point fingers.
And as far as pretty privilege, like most women don't have that.
Exactly.
Most women,
Exactly. So you can't talk.
Most Ugandan women do have.
Let's stick to
Win-win to
women.
Uganda. Win-win to Uganda. But okay, it sounds delicious now, doesn't it? It sounds like a meal you want to try, Kalala, doesn't it?
I'm good.
We want chapati.
oh my God.
Chapati is going to give you a big stomach.
Can I ask, but not to maybe trigger you, why did your marriage not work? Because 10 years is a long time.
I really have to think about that. It's been so long.
We have time, think.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. I definitely feel like neither of us was ready for the realities of marriage. I certainly wasn't ready for like the infidelities, the craziness. I wasn't ready.
Infidelity.
Yes, his side.
Oh my God.
But I mean, it's fine because, like I said, neither one of us wanted to be married, and we ended up, falling in love, all that. But our agreement was like, if we don't want to be here, we let the other person know, and then we walk, and we can still be friends.
So are you friends?
So you did not cheat at all during this time?
We are not.
You didn't cheat in your marriage?
Because
when I asked about infidelities, you said his side.
Yes. Okay. So there was a point where I had decided it was over and I had traveled. And when I traveled, I ended up meeting someone from my past. And and so then he and I linked up, and then I went back and I was like, I'm leaving.
So it took you to cheat first to realize you wanted to
No. It just took distance. It took physical distance for me to realize like it's a wrap.
I don't believe you. Because I feel like it first took you actually meeting this other person.
No, I knew him from my past. I knew he was crazy. So I wasn't trying to link up with him. But anyway, I went back home and I was like, it's a wrap. And to my surprise, this man had a breakdown and he promised he would work on it and and we stayed together for probably another few years,
So literally it was you forgiving him that kept the relationship going, or it would have ended a long time ago.
What kept the relationship going? I think societal expectations kept the relationship going because there was a point where we knew we were going to get a divorce, but we didn't want people to know. And so we agreed to like live together for a little while And then it was just like out in public, he was amazing. And then as soon as he would put the key in the door, he would become a different person.
Yeah.
I used to call him Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And I was, he is very loved in his community. He's a very well-known person. And I would tell him, like, I want to experience your public persona. I want to get that part of you that you give to other people.
Yeah.
And he was like, you my woman. You get all sides. But most of it was like,
So
Interesting.
you can actually forgive someone who's cheated and shit just continues. Because I would have to be so difficult for me to take off my pants when all I can see is you on top of that girl.
Infidelity is not a deal breaker for me because people are human. But that's just me.
I believe
it's not
for
a deal
a man,
breaker
it's
for
a deal
me.
breaker.
Yeah, it tends to
For
be.
man,
That's
it's
why
a deal breaker.
Kalala
No, like marriage, Baba. It's one thing to be my boyfriend, it's something else to be my husband. Eh?
That's true.
These
that's
are two
true.
different things.
That's actually
If
very
we're
true.
fooling around and I love you, my girlfriend, happy Valentine's, if you cheat, I'll be like, it's cool. But bro, we called the church, the government, my parents, our friends. And we're like, yeah, I do. And then you want to go take off your pants?
For
And you want me to be
someone
like, it's easy?
But it actually reaches a
How?
relationship where your partner may actually force you to cheat. Not force, but they deprive you of the happiness or the pleasure they used to give you. So you put in a condition where you are...
No, cheating is a choice.
By
I
the
don't believe
way,
that.
by the
It is a
way,
choice.
I don't have like 100% confirmation. If you were to ask this man today, him and his friends, he never did that. No, I never cheated. But
Deny,
the
deny,
evidence.
deny.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Right. The evidence. And it's just like... But honestly, I don't believe cheating is a choice.
It's a
Well,
choice.
you just trip and fall into some pussy.
Oops.
No.
I slipped and fell on his dick.
No. It's I'm trying to explain it in a way that you
Explain.
can understand. It's like a condition, like
A
being.
condition.
When I went to Mombasa, I reached and I did not know how hot it was, and I had carried a jumpsuit, a jumper. I had carried so many, thick clothing. So when I reached there and I found out it's a very hot environment.
You had to take off your clothes.
No,
Exactly.
listen.
Go on.
Buy clothes.
And then
I had to actually look for lighter clothing. I had to actually look for bikini shops. I had to look for what is going to actually, help me survive during that heat because it was hot. So that is unprepared heat that came along my journey. Did I know it was going to be
Tell
that
us
hot?
where you
Where's
get
the cheating
naked
part?
and cheat.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about the fact that it's an example. It's if I'm in this relationship, I'm in Kenya. I did not know Mombasa was that hot yet. Nairobi is this cold. So it's like if you're in a relationship and you don't know this person in 7 months is going to treat you as poorly as they're treating you. They may not touch you for like a whole 2 months. Or
So that's ground for cheating.
Yeah, because why you're in a relationship with me if
It's
you're not
called
actually
abandonment.
satisfied? You're abandoning me. You're abandoning my needs. Why are you not allowing me to actually go where I still love you?
You know how
but
you
you're not
sound?
fulfilling my
You sound
needs.
like those men who tell their women that I cheated on you and knocked this other woman up because you don't satisfy me. And they
Right.
look you in the eye and make
It's
you
your
feel
fault.
responsible for their fucking bullshit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If my partner complained to me that I'm not satisfying them
Yeah,
sexually,
complain, don't cheat.
Yes. Then actually the complaint is valid. I've heard, if I don't work on it, you have the right to cheat
Okay,
on
do
me.
you think cheating is a choice?
Yeah.
Like every single
Of
time.
course.
What else would it be if it wasn't a choice?
Thank you.
We're grown-ups. It's a decision you've
Yeah.
made.
There's something called peer pressure. Or
Peer pressure.
or situation pressure. If I've been put in a situation where for 2 months I've not been excited by you and that you're my partner, and I meet someone else who's going to come and sweep me off my feet, what am I supposed to
Leave,
do?
Baba, leave.
Yeah.
Let me give you a
She's
story of
talking
how I
about
got
being
dumped
human.
Yes,
one
I'm
time
talking about
because
being
of
human.
No, listen, I got dumped because of cheating because I gave a stupid reason for cheating. All right, I did I was drunk situation. So brother looked me in the eye and asked me, "Did you guys use a condom?" I was like, "Yes." And they told me, "Yeah, it means you are aware. It was not a
course.
mistake
Ooh,
because if you
cotton, nice.
you use a condom, right? It means you are aware. You are
Yeah.
not at drunk. No, it was
No,
a
you
decision you were making. Like I
all
will
the
forgive
time.
you if you say you were drunk, but then if you were drunk enough to remember the condom and even remember that it was present, this is a decision
For the
you're
times
making.
I've not been faithful to my partners, I've never said it was a mistake. Every single time I've been either caught or said it out loud, oh my partner, oh babe, let me tell you, see this happened. I've never said this was a mistake. I said it happened.
So it was a choice.
The reason why it happened, it's because you put me in that situation.
No, that's manipulation.
Why would you not have sex with me in 3 months and we're married?
Erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, what if he's going through something?
Yeah.
What if and you've not communicated that to me?
No, you know it.
If you know what he's going through and it's actually a medical problem, maybe the facilities are not functioning.
But men are not that good at communicating also. So keep that in mind.
But like, why are you letting me be there for 3 months without, like...
What is he supposed to do? Bring another man to take care of his duties?
No, there are other things you can do. There are other sexual awakening experiences you've just had out there.
I want to
We can go for them.
Jesus Christ.
If you feel like you can't function the normal way, we go for the lessons. There are, settings, there are organizations that have... There are things that can help, but you're not going to actually sit.
Men are ego-driven. So if this part is not functioning, trust me, he won't be able to tell you because he feels less of a man towards you. So he can't be like, you can't come and tell him, okay, let's go and look for help somewhere else. You're telling him he's inadequate.
We're speaking in probabilities if your partner actually has a problem. But if your partner is healthy, goes to the gym, comes back, sits.
How many people do that?
3 months.
Not a lot of people.
First of all,
are
a gym
fit.
addict. Imagine a gym addict not wanting to touch you. Already.
What would you suggest that she do in that situation?
I think for you, it would be trying to, because again, like I said, men are ego-driven. The thing we would do would be massage his ego. Find a way to massage his ego. Don't bring it to him like it's about me. Like, oh, you're not able to satisfy me for this long, blah, blah, blah. Bring it like, hey.
Are you saying how women have to actually go down?
No, you're not going down.
I had that situation, and oddly enough, my dad and I, we have an interesting relationship to where like I can talk to him about these type of things.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So my dad was like, you're reaching the age where you're going to encounter this more and more. Mm. So what had happened was I was in Uganda for a wedding and met this brother, African-American. And to be honest, like most of the people that I've actually gone out on dates with in East Africa have been African-American because they're more likely to be divorced. Whereas we already know what's happening here. At 47, he's still married.
Don't forget the happily married.
He's happily married. Okay, so I meet this African-American brother. We link up. It turns out we live right down the street from each other. Amazing. And so basically he's like, yeah, I'm going back to the States for the holidays. Thus far, we haven't even held hands. Well, I think we did hold hands. We haven't even kissed. So I'm like, okay, you're going to be gone for like a month. Let's see what you're working with. Didn't go down. Did not go down. And when he walked me to my vehicle, the look on his face was like one of disgust. Yeah. And I thought that he was disgusted with himself. No, he was disgusted with me. So he left. He came back to the country, did not call me at all. And I knew when he was supposed to be back. So I was like, I hit him up. I said, yeah, so you came back to the country. You weren't even going to call me. Like, da-da-da. Like, I'm open to having a conversation about what happened.
Yeah.
I have not heard from that man again. That was probably like 2 years ago. So of course I'm talking to my girlfriends and they're like, oh, he was embarrassed, da-da-da. So I talked to my dad about it. He was like, it's not even embarrassed. It's beyond embarrassment. He's like, you are one of the few people on the earth that knows. He was like, don't no man want to talk about that? And I was like, okay, so what does a woman do in that situation? Because I did like him like as a friend. I like, if anything, I would think we had a friendship. We went 2 months getting to know each other and no intimacy. And then you ghosted me because I know your secret. Like, there's like medication for this.
Don't hide away from it.
But even with that whole situation, it's like you're talking about erectile dysfunction, right? So it's not necessarily like an illness of some sort or a condition of some sorts, right? It actually happens even to men if they're having a lot on their mind.
For sure.
If you're going through stress and certain situations in work and all that, it doesn't matter your age. It can happen if you're 20. It can happen if you're 30. It can happen. So
she had no patience.
Yeah, so that stuff happens. And you see,
She's already mad.
that's the choice that you're making.
Let's communicate. And people always say communicate, but like communicate when it's a difficult topic.
Yeah.
Because I remember being married and my former husband is a creative, interior designer, clothing designer, traditional blacksmith. Like the man has clothes.
Yeah.
But he would walk around like he was homeless all the time.
Yeah.
So one day I said to him, I said, I'm starting to look at other men and I don't want to do that. I need you to, just zhuzh it up a little bit. And he heard that loud and clear.
Yeah.
Like that was a difficult conversation to have, but I didn't want to be on the other side of that where I'm like thirsting outside of my marriage.
I hear you. But
if you
as much as we're talking about communication.
African man, you live with a slab.
As much as we're talking about...
Is that true?
No.
As much as we're talking about communication, we also need to understand that everybody wants communication when they're the one who's complaining. Not when they're the one being complained about. Because no, sorry.
That's a
point. Let me tell you, sucking dick is a skill. Let's just agree. Okay?
How good
and not everybody has it.
How good are you at this skill?
I'm waiting for marriage. So the thing is this. You want to have that conversation about, I feel like you're having 10 minutes in bed. I need you to go longer. But when he tells you, there's a way you arc your back, it looks weird as fuck. You look like... Humpty Dumpty. You don't want to listen to that. You don't want to hear that, when you're sucking dick, take your teeth out of it. But then you want to be quick to go and be like, me. So when you're saying communicate,
Kenyan women,
when you say communicate, are you also ready to be told?
Yes, because you see, as Ugandan woman, Kenyan women don't want to listen to their critics. As Ugandan woman will want to ask you, what would you want me to do to make you feel better? How can I please you? How am I going to, because you're going to sense it. It's not something you're not going to sense. You're going to sense. You're going to be like, this person didn't enjoy this, this activity. So you're going to ask, oh, babe, after you'll be like, oh, babe, what do you want me to do anything
No,
better?
but men won't tell you the truth. Am I lying, Frankie?
They will.
They won't.
In that moment of, hey.
Frankie,
but how long does that last? You've just said there's a 3-month trial period. After that, then you're allowed to cheat, right?
That's not what I said.
That's what you just said.
That's what I said.
After 3 months and nothing is happening.
If you're starving a cat, it's going to look for another home.
Madness.
That's basically how it is.
Madness.
It's basically human.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Basics.
Let me
if
give
a cat can do that, what do you expect
Let me give you an example that's way deeper than that, right? Let me give you an example that's way deeper than that, right? Let's flip it now. Women are the topic now, right? You're a woman. Let's say we're together, we're married and all that, right? I'm trying to have a baby with you. You can't give me a baby. Should I go cheat and get someone else?
Why are you talking about babies?
No, it's the same thing. Because for me, you can't. No, you're talking about being satisfied sexually. I'm talking about having a family. I need a family. You can't give me that.
That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's like, that's a very different comparison because it's talking about families, talking about financial aspects, talking about all those things that other derivatives that can easily be talked about in a relationship. Because before you start dating someone, or if you start dating someone, you're getting married to someone and 9 months in you find out they can't have a baby. It's a conversation you have to go back the drawing board and sit and say,
and
you know what?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, the conversation.
Let's have the conversation. You can't give me a child. Or in case you got married to a man and you find out, okay, he lost his job 4 months in, now he's broke, and now you're the financial head, and you're like, no, this is not what I wanted to marry into. That's a drawing board conversation.
Yes.
Now, what I'm talking about are basics day to day. Intimacy is a basic day to day. That's the fact. Sorry, no, not swearing. That's the reason you decided to get married in the first place. You were drawn to each other. Then how all of a sudden, 8 months in, you're not drawn to me anymore? You're not even trying to make any gestures to show me that this is still the woman I've chosen. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
But what if he still does find you attractive? He just can't get it up for whatever reason.
What if
it doesn't have to be you? You're making it about you. You're making it. I'm not sexy enough for you, so I'll find someone who thinks I'm sexy enough.
whatever reason you're going through that is not health-wise, you're functioning properly, you're going to the gym, you're doing other things, you're working, you're a very good dad.
Trust me, there's a very small percentage of people who go to the gym, so don't throw around that gym aspect a lot. There's very small percentage of people that go to the gym.
Okay, you're actually, your day-to-day life has not changed, but the only thing that has changed about the whole relationship is you not wanting to touch me for the past 3 months. It's basic human instinct. Everywhere you go, where you're being.
But sometimes the problem is not something to talk about. Sijui niseme aje. Let me give you a perspective. Let's say me and Frankie are in it for the long game. Shit, we get married and decide to have kids. Now I look like this, all right? When I have my 7 children with Frankie, ring the bell. My body is going to change. Yes. And now Frankie will walk up to me and tell me, Mazee Kalala, when I was attracted to you, it's because your body used to look like this. Yeah. La 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 la. Frankie's gonna first have a hard time being, as in already his mind is making him feel guilty because of the fact that he's trying to tell his girlfriend or his baby mama or his wife to lose weight. Yeah. Because I'm going to take it to heart. Yeah. And of course, I'll throw it back to his face and be like, my body has changed because of you and your 7 kids. Yes. So these conversations are not at the gym or food or living healthy or stress. Yeah. Some things that change in the relationship that affects how you feel. Because I really like guys who are physically fit. Hey, Frankie, relax.
You really like
guys who are physically fit.
You really like, you really like what?
Guys who are physically fit.
Thank you.
But then the thing is this, one day we're going to be 85 years, right? He's gonna have a dad bod. He's gonna have hips za tumbo. You get. And you see, the thing is, I'm going to be like, okay, how can I tell Frankie that ever since you gained a bit of weight, I don't even want to be with you like that.
I feel like you all are going so far into this conversation.
Yeah, because you leave after 3 months.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about when all factors are constant. Because now, remember, you've given birth. Yes, also you're home. When someone, I have my cousin who got married, gave birth, and her body changed. Her urges completely were different. She had a time where they were high and low and stuff like that. Yeah. And the man understood. So when it's vice versa and you've changed your body, you're supposed to understand as well. That's different. I will understand that if I've just given birth and I look my own mess, but if I'm looking this way, the way I came.
But I would argue that everything is up for discussion. You had babies with somebody, you're sharing a bed and food with somebody. You should be able to talk about everything, even if it's really uncomfortable. So it's like, okay, my babe's, her body has changed. Yeah. Come on, let's get up, let's go to the gym. Yeah. She know what time it is. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I find that men who are cheating, they love to invite you on a first date to the gym because they know their woman is not at the gym. If I meet a dude and he's just like, oh yeah, do you work out? Okay. Meet me at this gym.
That's actually an interesting...
Damn.
Now I'm gonna think about it clearly. Okay.
Because usually these guys who are really fit are often with women who are not. They know the gym is the last place their woman is going to be. That's not true.
Frankie.
Well, Frankie is an exception. He's an exception.
Frankie is even all physically very, very fit.
I love that for you.
I know how to pick them. So if I choose you, you're fine.
Fine and fit.
Fine and fit. One last sexual question. I'm sorry. Right? What was it actually? Oh, have you ever experimented with the same gender? Never?
I'm one of those people that's on the edge of the Kenzie scale. Really? If I wanted to, I would. If I wanted to, I would have. Yeah. But I started to find women beautiful like very late in life. Like I didn't really understand why men were so hyped. I'm like, it's just sex. But then I started going to these Korean spas where women walk around naked. Like, okay, I get it. But no, I've never experimented.
Interesting.
That's very interesting.
Is it interesting?
Yeah, for someone who's...
when did your journey to enlightenment start?
Maybe it might be because being an only child, spending so much time by myself, also being introverted, it's not that I don't need people. It's just that I'm not willing to do all it takes to belong to a group. My dad says I don't suffer fools easily, which is an old school term for like, if you start to get on my nerves, if I see something about you that's like really, I'll just excuse myself. But, you know, it has been a journey. Like I called my friend who's a mindfulness expert yesterday. And I'm like, I'm really struggling. Like I'm struggling dealing with humans. I'm struggling dealing with my mom's situation. And she talked me off a cliff, you know? So I first started meditating when I was at university. Somebody on my floor was like, why don't you meditate with me? And I was like, what is that? Mind you, this is the mid-90s. So I fell asleep. And she was like, oh, you probably needed to go to sleep. You were probably tired. And then, you know, I became like a full-fledged adult and I was real angry driving around the streets of Washington, D.C. One of my employees was like, you need a bodyguard because every time you go out, you get in a confrontation with somebody. And it was well-deserved, but I just couldn't hold my tongue. So one day I got into this confrontation with this white guy in the street. I had a Mini Cooper. Ooh. And he just like jumped out in the street and I had to slam on my brakes. And then he came around to the driver's side and slapped his hand on my window, which then caused me to get out my car.
Let's go. And get enlightened.
And then, you know, we was going back and forth. And I had on these heels and they were wooden and they were like pointy.
Yeah.
And I just kept thinking about taking my heel off right in his eye. Like, that's how angry I was. I don't even know why I was angry. And then I looked around and I saw all these brothers, all these black men had stopped and they were watching to make sure that I was safe.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I said, you see all these brothers watching you? You see them, they making sure I'm gonna be safe. He was like, that's right. Punk the white guy. Punk the white guy. And that's when I snapped out of it. I was like, Toddrey, you're lunching. This is ridiculous. And I saw the headline like, shoe boutique owner gouges man's eye out with heel. Like I saw that.
Damn.
And at that point, I was like, you need to do something about your anger. So the first thing I did, myself and my then husband, we found a boxing gym for me. You know, boxing gyms are very masculine spaces. So we had to find one where I was like clean, I would feel safe. So that was like the first step, like transmuting that anger physically. Then after that, there's a bunch of Buddhist temples on this street that I would always drive down, 16th Street. And I decided to go in one day. And they were like, we'll teach you walking meditation. And that's how my journey began. So then the physical began to be transmuted into something else to where the microaggressions, they just miss me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are still going to be idiots, but when you meditate, like it just misses you.
I love the fact that you've actually incorporated, you know, fitness into your, you know, healing or enlightenment journey. Because people don't really understand the fact that if your physical is not okay, your mental can't be okay. If you don't feel good about yourself,
that's true.
Mentally, you'll never be able to. And I find for me, that's what helps me deal with a lot of nonsense. If I have to, because I deal with a lot of, you know, social media stuff and all this other stuff. So when I'm in my element in the gym, that's my escape. That's my getaway. I truly believe if I didn't have that, I would have been in a worse place. I would have probably ended myself a long time ago. But gym, fitness, health, really, really big part of my life. And I like that that's something that you used, you know, through your journey to enlightenment.
On the same journey, like when we look at these people who are uber successful, who have lots of money, it's like, yes, I hear what you're saying, but if you're not fit, if you're not healthy, I really don't want to hear what you have to say, because if you had to sacrifice your body to get money, if you had to sacrifice your mental health to get money, I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah. Awesome. Really great having you. It was a very enlightening conversation.
Thank you.
But hope to have this, you know, conversation off camera.
I don't know what you. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Sacrifice your mental health to make money. I feel like people do that 24/7. So I am doing that right now. They are doing that right now because
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Except Kalala. But putting ourselves out there for public scrutiny, that's literally obviously putting our mental health on the leash, because you never know how the public takes whatever video you put out there. You do YouTube as well. You never know how it's going to actually be affected by someone may actually get one day. I don't know if you've ever experienced this as a content creator, where you're going to have someone come into your space and actually make your work, make you question your work, your lifetime work. They make you feel a certain type of way, you're getting this all wrong and stuff like that. And they make you feel ridiculous for what you're doing. So every single day we are tried on the social media, you're tried in your day-to-day. I don't feel like it's something you're ever ready for, because I don't think you know what's coming. Because you see, I have this ideology. Yes, you can say, oh my God, this is the worst day of my life, but there can be worse. There can be good and there's better. But you can't say this is the worst, because it can get worse.
It might be a generational thing. Like, I literally grew up fighting a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother would tell me, if somebody bigger than you tries to put their hands on you, you pick up the biggest thing you can find and knock them out. So when I see internet bullies, I'm like, these people don't know where I live. It doesn't affect me the same way. Oh. However, if someone checks me on something that I should apologize for, or I misspoke, or I just don't know about this community, I don't know about this place, and I made a generalization, then I welcome it, because I want to grow. I want to learn.
Because they may come and check you in a very negative way, because someone can...
And I could check them too. And I have. Like, if you read my comments, it's like, oh.
Well, I feel like when you guys talk about sacrificing your mental health, don't do that, laugh for money, I come from a place of privilege. Because you see, you'd be quick to say, if you don't like that job, leave. But then you don't understand that without that job, you don't have a place to stay, you don't have food, you don't have something to wear. So suck it up and go and deal with that annoying ass boss, because you need money.
Yeah.
So because when you start talking about peace of mind and these are things that you can only experience when you're okay financially.
Yes.
You're running
Yeah.
But until then, you have to give a part of yourself.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's literally sacrificing your mental health.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice, you know. You're the one who wants the $1,000 for a post on Instagram, right? Yeah, baba.
Sacrifice.
Do some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
We talk shit to you and you get your money. So talking about peace of mind, that's just privilege.
You think so?
That's privilege.
I think, okay, so when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and how if you don't have your basic needs met, you won't be able to reach this enlightenment to where you can go do orgasmic meditation, etc. Now, I'm not saying that everybody who's living in the village is just happy-go-lucky, but wouldn't you say that there's a certain peace of mind that people in rural areas have that people in urban areas don't necessarily have? Of course, they want more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But are they just
content?
Screwed up in the head because they don't have it?
Yeah. That makes so much sense. Don't you think so, Kalala?
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, it comes from if you have experienced better, you always know that there's that hunger for more. I've actually experienced that when you have grown up from a place of privilege and you've seen that money can actually solve so many of your problems, you tend to have that mentality. Okay, now the mission is get the bag. And for someone who's grown up in an area where money has not been the center of their life, they wake up, they eat their cassava that their mother uprooted yesterday, they walk to school, they laugh, they come back. They're not going to have that ideology of, they just be like, okay, now I have to grow. When I grow to this stage, I have to do this, like that. But they're not that thirsty for money, like I feel like us. Yeah,
because their mind has not conceived that idea.
Yeah.
Like somebody back at home in Transmara is not thinking about getting Christian Louboutins. So they won't kill themselves trying to get it.
Those are first world problems, man.
But that's the problem with social media.
Yeah.
Right? Because back in the day when you were growing up and you were a certain level, everybody around you was that level.
Yeah.
Now you can easily, if you have data, you can go on your phone and you can see people really balling out. And I think that's one of the reasons why, even though I'm from LA, I was never really comfortable living in LA, because there's the Will Smiths of the world, and then there's everybody else. And you see that wealth. And it's not like here where the wealth is behind a giant wall. No, it's there for everybody to see, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think people have had and they have benefited a lot from this, you know, conversation. I've benefited a lot. I've benefited a lot and I've enjoyed it. So
thank you for having me.
Thank you
Thanks
for
having
coming.
us.
Thank you for allowing our invitation and coming.